Alright, so I told you that I would be making a video on the dev blog for the data cleanup on operators, and here I am. We've got quite a bit of information to go over here, and this one I'm also quite excited for, as it's gonna be more balanced and hopefully also better quality in the game, and I think you guys are gonna really like this one because we're gonna have no more gremlins in our game. But anyways, Operation Health Diagnosis, Optimizing Operators. This is part 2 of a 3-part series on data cleanup, an ongoing effort to help sustain the long-term support for Rainbow Six Siege, and you can go and check out part 1. I'll leave the link to that video down in the description below so you guys can check it out if you did not watch my previous video. So anyways, the look and feel of the operators is one of the most important aspects of immersion in Siege. Each one of these details, from Tachanka's iconic helmet to Caveira's face paint, is critical to making the characters feel unique. As part of Operation Health, one thing we have been working is making these operators more optimized. The impact of this optimization will ultimately mean fewer out-of-memory crashes and slightly increased quality for our operators, and will be coming in Season 3. And that's quite exciting because that means it's coming at the same time as some of the map changes, and that means we'll have a lot to look forward to during Season 3. Let's go ahead and move on to Operator Uniformity. When looking at an operator, each texture of its uniform takes up a certain amount of memory. When you take all the textures, the arms, legs, chest, head, etc., and add them all up, you get a total memory budget for an operator. As we were designing operators in the beginning, some of the textures took up a larger amount of space, while some had a smaller amount. After almost 2 years, it was necessary that we reevaluate all of our texture UV mapping, which is the process of applying a 2D texture to a 3D object. In Operation Health, we have done a complete pass on all of our operators to make sure that the total sum of their textures meet a consistent memory usage. This means that textures that were not adequately optimized are now remapped in the UV mapping with greater efficiency, so they take up less amount of memory without reducing quality. Because we're meeting a consistent memory budget across all operators, it also meant we could slightly improve the quality for some operators. Lower budget operators like Sledge will have a slight improvement of quality, and you can see that in this image that I'm showing you right now, which is a before and after of this change. And I really wish they could just implement all these things right away and just slap them into the game right now, because this looks absolutely fantastic. But anyways, the technical director, I will go ahead and put his name up on screen so I don't butcher his name, says the following. The impact on the player will be a better experience overall with fewer crashes. At the same time, it allowed us to slightly improve their quality. He explains that if all operators are close to the same memory budget, it also means we can plan better for the future of Siege and optimize the player experience better. As for the elite uniforms, the quality of elite uniforms are extremely important to us and to you. We took extra care to ensure that the textures of these stayed consistent. Through optimizing certain aspects of our game, we're able to further optimize our operators' textures. One example of this is Thermite's logo on his helmet. We introduced a new way to texture all of the protective visors. This allowed us to get better usage and higher quality out of our UV maps, which is how we texture our headgear, weapon skins, uniforms, and other customization items. And as you can see in this image, not only is the logo on his helmet significantly increased in quality, you can actually read police now. There's actual details. But let's go ahead and move on to the last segment of this blog. And this one is really exciting because it's gonna mean we have no more gremlins in the game. And that is face rigging. We have strived to bring personality and feeling to each of our operators. We built the faces of our operators on a facial rigging system that controls various parts when a reaction hits them. For example, when a shot connects with a body part, there's an appropriate reaction by the face rigging to reflect pain. By doing a pass on all the facial rigging of the operators, it means that we now have a more consistent reaction with the shape of their face. This will result in a more accurately aligned points of movement in the face, and will result in less derpy Valkyrie faces, as you can see in this image here. She went from looking like a gremlin to an actual human being, which is quite exciting for Rainbow Six Siege, because faces have not exactly been their strong point, which I think is why they hid so many of them with masks. But anyways, they ended off with stay tuned for part 3 of our Clean Data blog series, where we will cover how we are optimizing PC texture quality settings. Additionally, they will be covering the size of the patch on PC, which will be significantly higher than other platforms. And there will be more details on that in the next week, which I will be sure to bring you guys a video on that the day that it comes out. I believe I'm bringing this to you guys on the day that it came out. Yes, it came out today, just earlier this morning. So hopefully, you know, this is showing you guys that I will indeed bring that to you. If you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe so that you can go ahead and see that video. If you want, you can go ahead and turn on the notification bell too. But anyways, until next time, this is Apaxi signing off.